account for your attendance here. Another important item is we, from time to time, attempt to get a hold of you for specific things in regards to advising and other kinds of issues. And I would ask that if you have a change of address or telephone number, that you go to the registrar's office over the administration building and make sure that you do take care of that to update your personal information. I don't know how many times we've attempted to get hold of you either on an emergency basis or in some manner relating to advising or other procedures, and we go into the SIMs and we discover that your telephone number is no longer adequate or you've moved from your current address. So always please keep updating that over at the registrar's office. Additionally, there are handbooks that the student council have provided for us. They wrote it, and they did a real fine job with our editing, and there should be quite up to date. If you do not have a music education handbook of procedures and all the things you really want to know about your curriculum, make sure that you pick one up at the close of this departmental. Again, they will be back on that side over in there. Mrs. Reeves has those. First of all, let me welcome, in addition to you, all you people that are returning, the freshmen and transfer students that have come to us as part of the new family. Let's have the freshmen and transfer students please stand. Please stand. And also to be alerted to that your advising assignments will be distributed and posted actually on each of the faculty's doors, as well as up at off of room 307. So make sure before we register for next semester that you do in fact check to see who your advisor is. It's really, other than having outstanding fine students at UNT and the College of Music and in our own division, I think that I stand here very proud of the fact that we have a faculty that I think that you will see even during the course of today who's really contribute tremendously, faculty and staff. And probably one of the most important people that holds us all together, at least I as a division chair and 3 other divisions, is the secretary of the Division of Music Education, Mrs. Paula Reeves. She's located in room 243. Paula, would you be acknowledged? By way of introduction, my name is Roger Warner. I am acting as the chairman of the Division of Music Education. I teach the elementary, secondary music methods, as well as conducting supervised student teachers. Next, by way of introduction, of which I know all of our faculty are not here today because of other commitments that are very legitimate. Dr. David Elliott is over in Ireland this particular semester, but he is our visiting professor from the University of Toronto, and he will be back with us this spring semester. Mr. Fisher, I just saw him rehearsing the band, but Mr. Fisher, of course, teaches the secondary instrumental music methods, as well, of course, as the director of many of the bands here. Dr. Froelich is not with us today, and she teaches principles of professional music study, graduate courses, and she's the coordinator of our PhD doctoral program in music education. One gentleman who is here that's going to be, we'll be hearing from a little bit later on, is Dr. Warren Henry. Dr. Henry, would you stand, please, so that we can all... And he's newly appointed coordinator of student teaching, and he will also share with you some insights on early childhood and music education kind of concept that's being developed here at UNT. A very important person that many of you freshmen and transfer students have probably been in touch with already is Miss Margaret Hudnall. She teaches music for children, foundations of music, supervisor of student teachers, and she's the coordinator of music education advising. Where are you, Miss Hudnall? There she is. performer still with us on a part-time basis and in the graduate studies in music education, is currently acting as our interim dean for the College of Music, Dr. William May. Would you please? Next individual, we really can't do without. He does so many things and does them so well. Teaches secondary music methods, graduate courses, supervises student teachers, and is the coordinator of the master's program in music education. Welcome, Dr. Dale Ramsey. Another faculty member that is with us as an adjunct is Dr. Jill Trinka, and she teaches in the elementary music education area, currently teaching music instruments class, and teaches also graduate courses and coordinates the Center for Contemporary Studies in Music Education, the summer music program that has really been an outreach for music educators throughout the region and the state. Her name is Dr. Jill Trinka. Finally, not being able to be here is our adjunct professor in string education. We're very fortunate in the interim. You may or may not know we've been 2 years into a search for a string education coordinator and expert in that area. We are continuing that search, and in the interim, Mr. Carroll Johnson is serving as adjunct professor in string education, and he, many of you will probably see him in string classes, and we have an instructor certainly for the advanced methods in string pedagogy. That completes this point our faculty, with the exception of, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Susan Conklin, who is the director of the concert choir, secondary choral methods. She supervises student teachers, teaches conducting, and she is the coordinator of field experiences. And I would like for her to come up here and to introduce her guest today, and at which point we'll make a presentation. Well, welcome, Dr. Conklin.
Today's recipient is a young man that when our scholarship committee, when we met last summer, reviewed the applications that we had, this young man's application, it was clearly evident that he was very outstanding and very deserving of our award of the Henson Scholarship. I'm sure he is much better known to y'all than he is to me, but he has certainly distinguished himself in many areas: choral, instrumental, piano, conducting, composition. Obviously a very talented and dedicated musician, and it is certainly my pleasure today on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Texas Choral Directors Association to present to Mr. David Doss the B.R. Bev Henson Student Scholarship.
come through our chapter, from our chapter at the state level. Next on the program is our main speaker, and he is also a faculty member, an adjunct faculty member, Dr. Chris Chesky. And Dr. Chesky is currently, as part of our music and medicine component, of which we are attempting to set up a center here for performing musicians in terms of their psychological, physiological health. We think it's an exciting kind of program, and particularly the concept that he brings to it, which he will perhaps describe to you as he begins his presentation. Dr. Chesky is a musician. He received his Bachelor of Music degree from Berklee College of Music, received his MME degree, University of North Texas, PhD from University of North Texas. He's an active professional trumpet player. He's a member of Commission for Music Therapy, Music Medicine, and Music and Special Education, International Society for Music Education, a member of the Texas NARIS Task Force on Music Medicine, and a founder and director of the UNT Center for Musicians, Education, Health, and Performance Studies. Chesky's areas of expertise include music therapy, music medicine, and performing arts medicine, and interdisciplinary research. He is an editor of Medicine and Music, has scientific articles in music therapy, perspectives, arts in psychotherapy, Journal of Musculoskeletal Pain, sorry for that, Music Medicine Volume 2, and Medical Problems of Performing Artists. He holds a patent on the development of a music vibration technology, which is now being used in medical settings for pain relief associated with major surgery. He has lectured and presented workshops in Spain, Germany, Canada, France, the Netherlands, and throughout the United States. Let's welcome Dr. Chris Chesky.
have been easily deemed too unrealistic, too difficult, or not feasible. I must also tell you that I feel connected to you because I too came to study in Denton music education. I've been in those seats as both a master's and a doctoral student, and I consider this a great honor and privilege to address you today. For some of you, this may be your first divisional meeting, and for some, it may be your last. Either way, I want you to know that when I'm at a music education conference or meeting, or with a fellow musician on a gig or wherever, I'm always very proud to say that I'm a graduate of the University of North Texas with degrees in music education. So what's so groundbreaking? What are we going to talk about today? Well, as Dr. Warner alluded to, we are initiating a new center, the Center for Musicians Education, Health, and Performance Studies. The mission of this center is to develop, apply, and disseminate successful strategies for dealing with medical and psychological problems of musicians. Performing arts medicine is a relatively new field that includes the study of medical problems and injuries of musicians. Representing advances to this discipline, our center emphasizes interdisciplinary collaboration, prevention, and important to you, the integration of information into teacher training programs. Through the essential interactions of music, music education, medicine, psychology, and human performance engineering at the University of North Texas, I believe that the center represents a one-of-a-kind opportunity for world-class prominence to emerge. Some of the specific goals of the center include, 1, to take a primary leadership role in addressing the needs of the music community by developing partnerships that facilitate research and service. 2, to establish conceptual and analytical frameworks that accelerate research and help to understand cause and effect relationships between music making and the medical needs of musicians. 3, to develop educational strategies as well as research and service programs that help music students learn to maintain and optimize health, as well as prevent and deal with illness. 4, to establish a teaching and research service laboratory where faculty and students can conduct basic and applied research. 5, to initiate research and demonstration projects that assist in bridging instruction with professional involvement and research. And lastly, to conduct regional, national, and international workshops, conferences, and symposia for music educators, musicians, and performing arts and medicine specialists. Well, what do you think? Probably sounds like a lot of work. Thank you. Feel like that preacher. Thank you for that. Amen. Maybe it sounds like too grand an idea. Well, remember, in this case, it also takes people. People working together, sharing the risks, moving forward while others are waiting. Moving forward while others are waiting for proven results. At this point, I would like to introduce some of these people, including a few who are here today. The center is organized with welcome and giving a warm hand to Dr. John Hipple. Dr. Hipple brings an amazing amount of enthusiasm and urgency to our project. He has for years seen firsthand as a clinician the many problems that music students bring to his clinic. And I am sure you will see a lot of Dr. Hipple in the months ahead as we execute several research projects here within the College of Music. Also with us today are some graduate students from the University of North Texas who are currently hard at work on projects associated with the center. Steve Horns and Scott Warren. Gentlemen. Is Scott Wilson here by any chance? I haven't seen him. Well, Steve Horns and Scott Wilson are two of the primary architects and operators of the University of North Texas Musicians Health Survey. This pioneering effort is the first and only online survey of medical problems in musicians. Steve has just received the Research Assistantship Award and will be working closely with me and Dr. Froelich this year, and then with Dr. Rubin as he pursues a physician's assistant degree at the University of North Texas Health Science Center with a specialization in performing arts medicine. Scott Wilson, who is not here, probably practicing with the 1 o'clock right now, will continue to work on the survey and also with Dr. Ramsey, who recently provided support for Scott to work on a project which is articulating the role of the music educator in performing arts and medicine. Scott Warren, who you may have seen playing his bass in bands such as the Random Access in Dallas, is currently involved with what may become a seminal field research study on the medical problems of non-classical musicians. Scott is currently working with Dr. Hipple as he prepares for graduate work in clinical psychology. As I said earlier, it is risky to get too enthusiastic about new ideas. Someone reminded me the other day that many have never learned to support the things that we support with the same enthusiasm with which we oppose the things we oppose. So I am asking you today to be enthusiastic about what you do and to take part in some of the research studies that we will be conducting in the months ahead. Dream of new exciting ideas that will help benefit your future students. And don't forget to articulate those ideas here within the Division of Music Education. We, you and I, are the program, so speak up. Stomp around if you have to. But be careful, and more importantly, be ready, because you may also break new ground. To Dr. Warner and my colleagues within the Division of Music Education, thank you for selecting me to speak today, and to all of you, thank you for your attention. My office is in the annex, room 117. Please come by and visit any time. I'm sure many of you have some questions and comments about what we've talked about today. I would love to hear them. And if you play any ping pong, bring your paddle. I welcome the challenge, and as far as I know, after having played with both Dr. May and Dr. Henry, I'm the man to beat. Thank you.
Thank you for that challenge, ping pong and in research. Talking about breaking new ground, we've done this, I think, over the past several years in many ways. One of the events and actually actions that have been taken within the last several years has been that of the student council. This is the first group in the College of Music, and to my knowledge, that serves a particular division in an elective kind of way of advising, giving counsel to the division chair and to the faculty in confirming what we do well Stephanie Morowitz, who is the president of last year's student council, or the chairperson. And I would please welcome her because she has some things to say about procedures for elections. Stephanie Morowitz.
First of all, we had announced that we were going to have student council elections today, but those will be postponed, and I will explain that in a moment.
searches. There again will be, in our conducting a restraint education search, we will be relying on students and the student council beyond that. Actually, we are preceding probably everyone else in our own college in that we had it last year, and now we're getting a mandate from the university that indicates that there should be a student on faculty searches. We've already done it. So we've broken some new ground. Next, I'd like to introduce to you, again, reintroduce to you Dr. Henry, who is an example of a young faculty member, his second year here, and already has made a tremendous impact. And with a new program also that is on the horizon, and I'd like you to welcome Dr. Henry as he visits with you about that.
What we currently have, and she's going to describe to you some of the things that are on the horizon that we hope might become reality in short notice. Welcome, Dr. Conley.
Most of you realize that there's a 60-hour observation requirement connected with what you do before you do the piece. We hope to eliminate all the paperwork that's going along with that 80-hour requirement because we know it will happen. Our plan, and I actually have had this as a plan for my career, a long time before I came to the University of Texas. In fact, I mentioned it in my interview. I had a vision that public school teachers and university teachers could work together with technology students and more than just work with the teachers semester to have to really mentor them into what it meant to be a music education professional. And the only way to appropriate the mentor them is in the real classroom, here the real thing. Here at out in the field, out in public school, the 301. We're heading toward that situation for all of you, where you will spend a good part of the semester before you see the season in public schools. We've already made great strides toward that with the local people. My 4203 school methods class was based at London High School last spring. I think it was an extremely successful experience. This fall, the 4103 recommended class is just a little Wilson Elementary School. And from what I hear, it's been very thrilled to be there. We're working towards this now study as well. I think it's been a better experience. I hope you'll think it's a better experience. It'll be a groundbreaking experience as well. I know we've been talking about that in relation to others today, but it truly is. There is no other program, even though the state mandates professional development sites now come to collaboration with public schools. No other state university is working on the same model as we are here at the University of North Texas. But after Dr. Nolan and I had another meeting today, we are trying to implement an all-levels model that will include art and geography and music together and integrated together in different schools. And we're really excited about that. The last thing I wanted to say before I left here today is there are some students who you can talk to find out what the difference is between having a field-based class and having a university-based class. And I think you'll find them unanimous in their support of the field-based experience. If I miss anybody, I'm really sorry, but the ESP stands for at least you can have an idea of some people to talk to. Then like Tim Beckman, Henry Wallace, Jeff Hinton, Jennifer Collins, Christina Campos, John Lewis, TJ Knight, Jennifer McDaniel, Michael Hudson, Sarah Sanchez. I didn't name some people, but I know that they would be happy about the field experience and are very supportive of what went on. Some of them are currently in their second on Thursday, they're in their second semester of field experience as well. I'm sure they would be thrilled to talk to you about it. Thank you.
Part of our community and being together as individuals can be fostered in a very specific way, and part of that is being members of professional organizations. We have on campus here a North Texas Student Music Educator Group, and at this point in time, we have Laurel Klein, who is our president, and I'd like you to welcome her so she'd like to speak with you briefly about opportunities to become involved in professional music educator activities associated with our own state and national organizations. Laurel Klein.
This membership
CNEA and CNEC, Mr. Lloyd Peters is going to talk to you about state kinds of activities. Lloyd, where are you? Some closing announcements before we leave today. I need to remind people that are being taken to student review, people that have completed 2310 must take student review. review. If you completed 2210, you must take it this semester if you completed last semester. Some of you, for one reason or another, may not have taken it in previous semesters when you were supposed to in sequence. They will need to do that. Every student that takes 2210 must take the student review. That is again listed in the handbook. The review dates this time are October 14th, 15th, and 16th for this fall. And in the spring, March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Communication is a really hard issue for us to take up to here today. With such a diverse population of students going in so many diverse directions, many of you working, teaching, going to school, in a multitude of different venues and settings. We have tried to establish, and hope that you will, and I urge you with all the energy that I have, for you to check frequently the main bulletin board up off of room 307 on the third floor. It's the top entrance to the research, close to the top entrance to the recital hall. There's a big bulletin board up there that describes the next money event, student console event, announcements from about the music education division, meetings and other things and events that go on. We try to also put posters around other parts of the building. Sometimes we're successful in that and other times we aren't. But I think the way we can really keep together and get all information, coming up shortly, going to be student teaching information, if there's when applications are due, things of that nature. Just check it, say once a week, and go up and see what's new up there on that bulletin board, and then take the calendars up and write things down as need be. So, thank you for starting out this new year in what I think is really an outstanding way. Please put your